So, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Carla Copes, and I am the Community Engagement Specialist with the Hub Office. And we have Shay, I am partnering with today to bring the certification training. And on behalf of Director Tammy Hall, we welcome you and thank you for your interest in our training. We hope that this session will be the launch for you to learn of resources that are available through the Hub office and ways that you can grow your business by doing business with state agencies. And so today, our agenda is to do an overview of the Hub, to go over the Hub certification, how to register in our electronic vendor portal, talk about the statewide uniform certification application, the SWUP application, and reciprocity. Sorry about that, reciprocity. We'll explain what that is. Talk about what documents are required for certification, how to find hub vendors in our vendor search application, IPS system. Talk about hub vendors' responsibilities. Once you become a hub vendor, what are some expectations or things that you can do? Find opportunities for developing your business and doing business with the state. And then finally, we'll talk about upcoming events. If at any time you can't hear me or if I'm not clear because of the mask, if you would just let me know. So we'll start out by talking about the acronyms that you see. Within our world, you'll hear a lot of acronyms. As you see our header, we're calling it alphabet soup, and that's because you will see the ones that we'll just talk about a few of them that you will encounter on a regular basis as a hub vendor locally to North Carolina. The first one is SWUC, which is the statewide uniform certification, and that is actually the hub certification. You will hear those used interchangeably. You will hear it referred to as SWUC application and also hub certification. Those are the same. You also will hear hub. That is historically underutilized business. That is our office. And you will become very familiar with hub. You will also hear MBE, WBE, and MWBE referring to minority women business enterprise advocacy agencies. Those are typically local agencies. The next few are that I'll call out are federal agencies, which is the SBD, the Small Disadvantaged Business, or DBE, which is associated with the North Carolina Department or even the National Department of Transportation. That is the Disadvantaged Business Enterprise. The following four, the last four, are more national agencies that provide advocacy and opportunities to do business on a federal level. So the Hub Office, we were established in 2009 by Executive Order 150. Our goal is to promote diversity and inclusion in state government procurement and contracting. Our main role includes hub certification, North Carolina Small Business Enterprise certification. We support the use of historically underutilized businesses and small business enterprises with state agencies and helping them to do business with them. We support business development services for our hub firms or small business enterprise firms. We also are responsible for for compliance with the state of North Carolina and reporting the spending that our agencies does with hub firms. In the state of North Carolina, there is a mandate that state agencies spend at least 10% of their dollars with hub firms. That is with the purchase of goods and services and construction purchases. That spending is reported to the hub office on a quarterly basis. It's reported by state agencies, community colleges, public universities, and school systems. Just as a snapshot of the kind of spending that the state does, as of this reporting in 2021, we were spending $9.9 billion in goods and services, and $6 million of that was spent with hub firms. And as you can see, like I said, the goal is that 10% of spending is done with hub firms. At that point in time, we had spent 6% with hub firms. What does the state of North Carolina buy? We have examples listed here of services, medical care, contract doctors and nurses, cleaning services or janitorial, landscaping, information technology, and commodities, which is used interchangeably with goods. So commodities or goods would include personal protective equipment, PPE, medical supplies, cleaners, disinfectants, and the list goes. Air purifiers, space heaters, cameras, refrigerators are examples of items that state agencies may purchase. So what is a hub? The hub office was launched, the statewide uniform certification program was launched in 2009. It is a process that takes approximately 45 to 90 days. You fill out the application and we go through a vetting process, a verification process. To become hub certified, you must be a U.S. citizen or a legal permanent resident and fall within these classifications or categories that have already been determined. The categories are a minority, Black, Hispanic, Asian American, American Indian, female, disabled, disadvantaged, have ownership and control of at least 51% of a business that you manage on a day-to-day basis. And the person managing that business must be categorized as Black, Hispanic, Asian American, or American Indian, or female. We also have self-identified categories that Hub does not certify, such as disabled business enterprise and the nonprofit work center for the blind and severely disabled. When you are seeking certification, you will only get one of these designations in a category. If you are Black, then your designation as a hub firm would be a Black hub firm. If you are white female, then your designation would be female, just as an example. To begin the certification process, you can go to our website. I'm sorry, yes.
Back to the previous slide, you stated that we can only have one category.
It is going to be one category, and if you are Black, female, that designation is going to be Black first. Yes. And so you can go to our website. The files that we will send to you after the presentation will include live links. So you will be able to click on it and go to our website. Once on the website, this is what our front page, our landing page looks like. And you will find certification as noted, that's circled. And click on certification. It will take you to the landing page with information about certification. I will point out a few other things that you will find on our landing page. One being bid opportunities and outreach events. Those bid opportunities will be listings from agencies that have bid notifications posted on our website for opportunities to do work with those agencies. Our outreach events are events such as training that you can participate in with the Hub office. Yes. For that site, the majority of them are going to be state opportunities, so bid opportunities around the state of North Carolina.
However, it is not limited to that. So she's right. Most of the ones that have to be posted there are from agencies, but we also have prime contractors that may have already gotten an award from the state, so they may be looking for subcontractors there. And literally, there could be a private company. We have that sometimes as well. And so it is kind of a smorgasbord of who's able to come and post it.
So the certification process and what's required. You will first register in our electronic vendor portal. This is a one-stop shop for doing business with the state of North Carolina. It will allow you to register once you have entered into registered into EVP. You will also register for our IPS system and for Hub certification. There's an option to register for E-Procurement, and we highly recommend that you do register. That gives you access to emails from state agencies about the types of business opportunities or bid opportunities they have. You will submit and complete and submit the SWOT application, the Statewide Uniform Certification Application, and also submit required documents. 3 steps for the certification process. What will you need in order to register in the electronic vendor portal? You will need internet access, your federal tax ID or employer identification number, your EIN, and a valid email address. Before you register, we highly recommend that you go through some of the training that's available to walk you through the steps for the electronic vendor portal tool. You will find this to be very useful. You can find that training on our E-Procurement website, and we have the steps for getting into the training. Select the user training tab, followed by the vendor training link, and that will enter you into the training list of trainings. One of the most important things that you will do when registering in EVP and setting up your business is selecting your commodity codes There is a training that is available for selecting commodity codes and explaining what they are and what the benefit of them are for a business. Um, and so we highly recommend that you take this training and take advantage of the opportunity to learn about the commodity codes before you select your commodity codes in the EVP system. So for EVP registration, go to the login page, click on vendor not register, register now as a newly registered vendor, complete the registration process. If you get hung up in that system, there is a helpline. This information is listed as number 4. So call the 800 number, select option 2. You can also email them, and they do have live help that if you're in the middle sitting doing it, they will walk you through processes. So they are very, very useful for helping you through the EVP registration. Once you are registered, you will get a verification email, and you are going to click on the link that they send you, verifying your email, and you will be then registered in the system. If by chance you have you have started the process and you're not new to the system, you would need to reset. Is that correct? Reset your password in order to get in.
And if for any reason, sometimes we run into issues where people have started some time ago and something has changed about their business. If you have any problems, just call that helpline number. For example, if your EIN number has changed or the business name has changed, sometimes those are things that they have to step you through themselves. But normally, you can just do a reset and continue on in the process.
So what can you register in EVP? As I said, you can register for the IPS system, which is our interactive purchasing system that allows you to see email notifications from our state agencies. It allows you to register for hub certification, and optional but highly encouraged, it allows you to register for e-procurement. And a note about e-procurement, the IPS system is that there's a 1.75% fee if you are awarded an order. That fee is assessed. It's not assessed by just going into the system. You would have to be awarded. And it is a fee that helps to support the services for that tool. Just a screenshot of what the certification page would look like in EVP. And this particular screenshot talks about selecting your main location, and that main location is referring to your business address. We have a few more screenshots just to get familiar with what you will see once you're registered and in the EVP system. Yes. Yes, I'm pretty sure it does, and I can confirm that, but I'm pretty sure you can put a PO
And
box.
honestly, I am not totally sure, but on that, it will probably if you have to give an actual mailing address, a physical address versus PO box. I don't know.
You probably have to have a normal address when you, if you're, at least if you have an LLC, to register the LLC, that address may be the address you want to use for this, whatever that address is. And it's not going to be a PO box in that case.
Once you have successfully registered in EVP or for the hub certification, you will receive a notification that the information has, for certification, the information has been saved. For registration, you will receive a summary that you are registered in the system. It is not your last step for the registration and hub certification process. There still are documents that have to be completed and gathered and mailed in, and we'll talk about those shortly. This is just to make you aware of a new feature that is in EVP, whereas they're asking you to select a user, and that could be you, for your company, that would collaborate with other entities that use the system that may be outside the state of North Carolina. And so they are able to post their bid opportunities in the system. And so this allows that interaction. So for the certification application, you will fill out one application. It will either be the SWOT application. If you've never been a Hub certified vendor, you're going to fill out the 5-page statewide uniform certification application. If you have been certified through the North Carolina Department of Transportation, DB, it's a reciprocity process, a 1-page application that you can fill out. DBE, or North Carolina Department of Transportation, has their own application that is available if you go to our website. And we also have a hub reciprocity. If you have been certified by an agency on bordering states to North Carolina, then you can fill out the reciprocity application. It is a disadvantaged business opportunity or enterprise, and it's a federal agency and gives access to more federal opportunities.
I'm sorry,
Yes.
So yeah, and it is a disadvantaged business enterprise. It's specific to the Department of Transportation. Okay. Yeah, and so that's where that they have the certification, and it allows a whole different set of opportunities to be accessed.
So if you complete once your hub certification, so you complete the hub certification, would you also have to do an application for the DE as well? That's separate. So okay.
You do. And so one option is, if you know you're going to do the DBE certification, you could do that one first, and then you could use the reciprocity on the hub side in order to get the certification done. It's just a shorter process on the hub side. However, the DBE certification is, there's some information that is going to be the same for what you submit there versus hub. However, there are going to be some additional things. So, for example, tax forms you'll submit through DBE. So it's a little more involved. They take a little more time. And so that's a decision point that you can make. So a lot of times what firms will do, they'll just go ahead and complete hub certification and then work the DBE certification separately. There's not a reciprocity going back from hub to the Department of Transportation. So that's going to be the complete process. The reciprocity is you already have the DBE, then go to hub. That's right.
Yeah. And so for our statewide uniform certification application, like I said, it's 5 pages. Just wanted to make the point to make sure you sign and date your application. Without your signature and date on it, it's void. So, as we were speaking of reciprocity certification options, the North Carolina Department of Transportation, DDE, if based in North Carolina, Georgia, South Carolina, Tennessee, or Virginia, and certified by certain national entities, you can fill out a reciprocity application, and it is a one-page application, and EVP registration is still required. And this is an example of the reciprocity applications, the DOT application, and then the hub application.
Question. For the other certifications, AA, those are all separate certifications that you have to apply for. It's not like you would be, so you have to apply for the hub and you will connect it to that will automatically register. You have to do separate certs for each one of those.
You do.
Yes.
And so the hub certification is really a state level certification. And so when you're talking about the 8A, WOSD, and some of those national, so 8A, Women Owned Small Business, and the Services Able, those are through the Small Business Administration. Those are federal certifications. And so, yes, it is a separate level. And you can certainly get any of those certifications at any time. Very often, federal certifications are looking for you to have done business at a different level. And so, there'll be some other things that we'll share with you as you become a hub certified firm, just in terms of marketing and how some of the pieces fit together. But yes, they are separate certifications.
Can I ask, just related to that, if you want to start your process of becoming certified, the hub would be kind of the first step that's more localized. Going towards federal, it's a decision you make as you become accustomed to what you're doing locally with hub certifications.
Yes. It's a good.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And again, it's generally for the business. Every now and then there's a firm that will go straight to federal, just based on what the opportunities are. But generally, you're absolutely right. I think that's a good path for business.
And so our required documentation for certification is based upon your business structure. Example, if you're registered as a sole proprietorship or a corporation or LLC, you will provide documentation based on how you're registered. Once you have your documentation, you are going to submit it to the hub office within 30 days of your registration in EVP. Once you submit them to the hub office, they are reviewed, and a decision is made as to whether the firm is eligible to be certified. Failure to submit the required documents in the specified time in that 30-day window will result in an administrative withdrawal from the process.
We submit the documentation. Is it that you submit it portal or the link for the hub or faxing it, mailing it? Like how do you all accept that?
We will get to that in a couple of slides, but yes, it is not through the portal. It is in-person handoff or mail, more a manual process. Email.
As far as the application itself is accessible online, is that to be completed online as well, or you can print it off and you want to submit that with the documentation too?
You would want to submit it with the documentation signed and dated. If your business is registered as a corporation, documents that are required are listed here, which include the official articles of incorporation signed by a state official, both sides of all corporate certificates and stock, and the remaining as listed below, if you are registered as a corporation. There are also documentations for limited liability corporation, partnerships, including an LLP, and franchises as listed. How to submit your application and documents. You can email, fax, mail to our physical mail address, and hand deliver to the hub office. And that is the bottom. We're located on West Jones Street in downtown. We do ask that if you're going to hand deliver, you schedule an appointment. If you have been deemed to be a hub vendor, if you're eligible, you will receive an emailed letter indicating that you are certified that looks like this. And the date of your certification will be the date on the letter. Your hub category will be in parentheses after your company name. The point to remember from this is that your certification lasts for 4 years, and after 4 years, you can recertify.
And that's the one page reciprocity form for research.
If you are recertified, if you're getting recertified, I'm not sure if you can use the reciprocity at that point.
It is specific form, and it is.
Okay, so
Fill out some information and get some basic documentation. Just give me some of that stuff. So it is a short process when you go through
yeah, it's not the same form as the reciprocity, but it is a shorter process. And so if you know that you have made any changes to your business that may affect your status or designation as a hub vendor, we do ask that you notify us in writing within 30 days of those changes. And just as overall, there is no certification number or SWOT number. This letter solely stands as documentation of your certification. And you are entered into our hub database, and you will see that you'll begin receiving communications from the hub office and hub partners and state agencies. Once you are a hub vendor, you are entered into our vendor database, as I said, and you are now searchable in that database. If a state agency is looking for someone that builds fences, and your company builds fences, if you have entered your information in the IPS system, you are now searchable. Firms are searchable by your company name, your city or county that you live in, the commodity codes that you entered, if you're a construction entity, whatever your specialties are. That's why I want to emphasize once again the importance of choosing the right commodity codes for the way you do business. That will help you to be found and help agencies to have a good search for companies that do your type of business.
Are you able to update that information in the system? Say you had already registered your business through the IPS system and you did it number one, so now there's some changes to your company. You can go in and edit your profile
Yes,
and update the code.
you can do that in the EVP portal. Yes, and it's recommended that you periodically check your profile and make sure your email is current, your information is current, your commodity codes. Like I said, once you have registered, you're going to begin to receive emails, and you're going to get a ton of them. And if you want to kind of manage that, one way is to look to see what commodity codes you've selected. And a key is don't over select. Don't say, well, I'm going to select all of them because I want business. It's better to be very intentional about your selections and intentional about your cleanup of it once you have begun to see what type of responses you're getting. So as a hub firm, what are some things that you can do to help maintain your business in our system? One is to keep up with your EVP login and password. You are certified for over 4 years, and we all have to manage a ton of passwords, and so this is one of them. Update your profile, as we said earlier, in EVP. If there are changes to your business structure, your address, your email, or phone number. Review and make changes to commodity codes as needed. And another big tip is to respond to agencies. If you are getting emails about procurement or construction staff, if you're not going to bid on opportunities that come to you, the best thing you can do is to respond no bid. Do not ignore them, because if you get in the habit of ignoring them, you are going to be listed as non-responsive or thought of as non-responsive. So you do want to respond. Finding opportunities to develop your business. Watch your emails for bid opportunities related to the commodity codes you selected. Search the IPS website for bid opportunities. As I said, you will be able to search that IPS site by category, departments, search for open bids, search by bid numbers if you know a bid number. If you've gone to our website and seen a bid opportunity, or something that has a bid number, you can search by that number. Check the Hub website for bid opportunities. And finally, also consider, as a new Hub vendor, consider submitting the Hub Business Development Assessment to determine your business needs and also talk through some useful resources for your company. Shay does a great job with that. She handles our business development with the Hub firms. Also consider your networking and marketing. So you want to promote your business certification. You want to find and respond to relevant bid opportunities, but I say respond to them all. No bid is a response. You're simply telling them that you are not going to bid. Leverage networking opportunities. Attend purchaser and vendor meet and greets, pre-bid meetings, reverse vendor fairs, state construction conference, our Minority Enterprise Development Week activities. Just be on the lookout. As a newly certified Hub vendor, you will find that you're getting emails from the Hub office on a constant basis with those type opportunities. Reach out to capital project coordinators, Hub coordinators, purchasing officers, end users, and general contractors to discuss your offerings. And then, of course, you're going to market your business. Once you have received an opportunity to submit a proposal to bid on a project, you are going to have the opportunity to submit it through the IPS system. These are the types of submission for bids. There are paper bids, electronically through the North Carolina bids, or through NCEP sourcing system. With each of these, you must be registered through EVP. We do advise that you take advantage of some of the online training. If you're new to doing business with the state, sometimes the language in the proposals can be very technical, but to do take advantage of the training that's offered through our e-procurement agency, and through purchasing our state agencies. Yeah. When you receive a solicitation, as I said, you want to read it very carefully and thoroughly. Make sure you follow their submission method and their instructions as they noted. Pay close attention to words like must, shall, required, mandatory. Follow the directions precisely. Prepare detailed, organized responses. And do not approach it as if the state has previous knowledge of your company, your product, or your services. And also contact the person listed on the cover page with questions. If they have a question and answer period, take advantage of that time. That will a lot of times give you answers to questions that may, if they had this opportunity out for bid before, it may give you opportunity to see what the history of that product is or service is. So get engaged with the question and answer session also. So we do have some upcoming events within the hub office. This is just a snapshot of what we had listed as I was preparing. But one thing I do want to call out is the fact that there is a grant being distributed at this time through the North Carolina Department of Labor. It is called the Business Recovery Grant Program. That application closes on January 31st. The documents that you will receive does have a log link, and so you can click on it and go to the website for more information. They're also holding a webinar on Tuesday, January 18th that will explain the process and how you qualify for it. We also have a Meet the Purchaser event coming up. These are purchasers within the North Carolina Department of Natural and Cultural Resources. They will be presenting information on how you can do business with them and what types of goods and services they may purchase or need within their agency. And then on February 3rd, we're having an opportunity for businesses to learn about writing their capability statement. So we always have something going on in the form of training.
So Thursday, February 3rd, is that going to be in person or is that virtual?
And you can find these events. They change all the time, but we do try to list them on our website. So if you go to our website and look for outreach events, you'll find them listed on our website. To contact us, we have our mail-in address and mail us physical address, make an appointment and come and see us, and also listed our phone, fax, and email address. And we also have handy for you, once again, the EVP help desk for help with certification registration in the EVP system. And that ends our certification process. We can now open the floor for questions. And thank you for your time and your attention.